Welcome back, I'm Rob Lang and this is my game Clomper. You live inside a mechanical ladybird called a Clomper, which you can control by laying pipes to power machines with steam. The outside world is a hellscape that you explore from inside the Clomper, picking up resources and completing quests. If that sounds like fun, like and subscribe for more. This devlog is surprisingly long. You can expect some flashing, some bangs, some whee, some of this and some of that. I'm a huge fan of diegetic interfaces. That's where you put information into the game world rather than on UI overlays. I particularly admire Astroneer for putting so much of the UI into the game world. It really immerses the player and, well, I just like it. So far in Clomper, the main way I've kept UI to a minimum is with dials, which I've improved a lot thanks to your feedback. When I added dials to the boilers in devlog 46, Anto and Marco rightly commented that they were hard to read, so let's fix that. I began by adding a glowing face, which makes the needle stand out. The glow is a mission in the shader. I only use one shader for nearly everything. The UVs control colour, metallic, opacity, and now emission. My first attempt was less than stellar. If you would like a video on how I created this shader, let me know in the comments. You need to know when a dial is showing something dangerous. I added a red arc to show that. The size of the arc is configurable depending on what's being shown. For example, on the pressure dial on the left, 8 or more is dangerous. With heat on the right, over 9 is dangerous. The red arc is a few simple polygons. When the game starts, each dial is told what the warning level is and shows the appropriate arc. When things go into the red, you will want to know that without standing right up in front of the dial, so I made it flash too. I did that by switching off the emission in the shader using this coroutine. Now you can see a dangerous problem from across the Clomper, assuming the pipes don't get in the way. This is the con. It's the nerve centre and will eventually be covered in dials and information. When you switch off the steam pressure to it, the dials switch off, showing 0. If you were to glance at the speed dial, there's no way to tell if the Clomper has stopped or the con is off. That's simply misleading, and although I have a villainous streak, I decided to give the dial an iris that shuts when it's off. The iris works like a real one. There are lots of flat polygon blades that all rotate a little bit. Each blade is moved by an animation controller and is offset on the Z-axis to avoid any overlapping polygon rendering artifacts. I'm sure there's a better way using a shader and a single flat polygon, but I really like this way, and there's no performance hit. Boilers now grumble. Repair has a pleasant plinky plonk. And when boilers overheat, they go. The boiler explosion is my most complex VFX graph so far. There's a flash, sparks, hot iron bars and smoke. It perhaps needs a little bit more of everything, but I'm very pleased with it so far. Steam now has a whooshing noise, which changes with pressure. It's only taken me 2 years to add steam sound to my steampunk game. I also added this fun feature that's been on the Trello board since the beginning. When you walk into a steam jet, you get pushed. It works by adding a trigger onto a steam port, and as you pass in front, you're given an impulse in the direction of the steam. This allows for wonderful parkour shenanigans and movement around the Clomper. It's ugly, but this new switch pipe revolutionises how you build in the Clomper. You can direct steam left, right, or through both ports. Why all the fuss? Well, let's look at what you have to do without this pipe. Here we have the claw station. We have 4 inputs, one to push forward, one to push back, one left, one right. Without the switch, this is how you might link it up. With some scrap underneath us, you can move the claw by turning on and off these valves. You might be able to see a better way of linking up, and I take my hat off to you. I'm fully expecting Clomper players to be better than me at laying pipes. However, even with your skill, I'm sure you'd appreciate that this isn't for everyone. Let's look at what we can do with the new switch. See, not only can I join up the claw more simply, but also drive it by moving it back and forth. So much better. I'm soldering on with the 100 Days of Code Twitter challenge. Day 31 at time of recording. Some days are perishingly hard, and my responsibilities means that there are some 0 days, but as you can probably tell by this being the 49th devlog, I'm pretty disciplined and don't give up easily. I'm storming towards my next playtest. Adding screen shake is next. My children are both starting new schools, so the routine will be chaos. Let's hope we will get through this unscathed. Thank you so much for your support and feedback. I hope you can see that it's making a great impact to the game. Until next time, bye bye.